So we just got the brand new Vanguard Rukia, the latest winter update for Anime Vanguards, and I'm kind of wondering how bad the power creep is. So today we're comparing Rukia and her Memoria to pretty much all the other Vanguard units in the entire game, besides a couple of them that I think stand no chance, and Ainz, who is objectively the strongest Vanguard unit right now. Either way, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, maybe leave a like or subscribe. But anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so here are the 4 units we're checking out today. Rukia, of course, is Ethereal because I'm kind of broke right now, and I plan to run 3 different tests with these guys. The first one is just a raw DPS test, and it's going to be a little bit weird because of the builds we're running on these guys. Let me go ahead and show you. So we're not running familiars on anyone here, because the familiars would be kind of unfair. I don't have 4 copies of the same familiar, unfortunately. But for the Memorias, we gave Rukia her signature Memoria with the Jack of all trait. And then for everybody else, we have the Power Surge traitless Memorias with double B stats on them, pretty much only for the 20% damage buff from the Memoria passive. And we're going to run these guys into a one-piece rift for Shanks, or Imprisoned Island is what they call it. So the idea here, we're going to farm up for a little bit so we can place stuff down. But I'm going to put every unit in kind of the same spot. Probably like right over here is where I'll set up. And I'm going to try to upgrade everyone at the same time, kind of by gauging on their like total cost over here, how much they sell for. We should kind of see the accurate DPS of everyone eventually, and be able to compare their total damage for how much they're actually doing. I'm going to start placing everyone probably right about here. I'm going to make sure I put down Broly to ramp up his Wrathful Clash domain. So everyone's going down right about here. And eventually I'll start upgrading them all kind of at the same time. If we look at the damage so far, looks like Kaguya is probably in dead last. Yeah, she's not doing too much, especially without her domains, but Rukia and Escanor are pretty even. We do have a problem of we might lose if I don't upgrade everyone, so gotta kind of start upgrading them more. Kaguya is actually helping out quite a bit with the leaking enemies, even though she doesn't have the most damage out of all of them. I feel like we'd probably already have lost without her, so... And we'll have a different test later that will kind of like give her more value, I think. She'll be more valuable in it, with her TP ability. Looks like right now Rukia is kind of hard carrying, so I'm going to upgrade her so we don't lose here. But we can kind of see like what everyone's good for. I mean, Pride's good for raw damage, Broly's pretty cost efficient, and then Kaguya is good for being able to TP and clean up the leaking enemies. We are kind of having a hard time with this Luffy captain though. And go into ultimate form for Pride, should bump up his damage quite a bit. Pretty sure we still lose. I don't think these guys take down Pink Villain. If we look at the raw damage of everyone, looks like Rukia has the most DPS by far, and I'm pretty sure with his domain, Broly is the second highest DPS here, but we can't really tell because the number right here doesn't count crit. Well, raw damage test, we'd lose the rift, but no familiars, kind of expected. I think the rankings for this test would look like this. We have Rukia number 1, Broly number 2, Pride number 3, and Kaguya number 4. Alright, test number 2, we have the infinite/boss killing test. And for this one, everybody is running the same familiar, my overall best burb for just kind of everything. And then every unit besides Rukia is running my Power Surge Memoria with the Solar trait. Starting off with Escanor, I'm going to show you guys what we're doing here. So we're going to pop his ultimate form, get him into his best damage possible. But I'm going to spawn in a Vegeta with 50 million health, and as soon as we deal damage, I'm going to start a timer that ends when Vegeta dies. Here we go. I'm going to use the Escanor nuke, and we're just going to see how fast he can chip it down. Looks like he's doing pretty good. He's got a chunk of like 10 million there. I'm definitely going to speed up the footage for these because they're going to take a while, but that's what we're doing for the infinite test. We're seeing how fast they can take down 50 mil. Time. Okay, there we go. I don't know exactly how fast that was, but you guys are going to see a countdown. Should be pretty obvious from your view. I'm going to throw the same build onto Broly and Kaguya, and then also compare Rukia. That's what we're doing for test number 2. Broly's turn. Same build we had on Pride earlier. We also have the maxed out buff from Wrathful Clash and his like ramping up crit passive. Should be stronger than he was in the Rift earlier. Here we go. Alright, come on Broly. I think he probably has more DPS than Pride, but he doesn't have a nuke, is the only thing. Should be time right here. Come on, Broly. Finish him off. There we go. That felt noticeably faster than it was for Escanor, but... Next up, time for Kaguya. We have the same familiar, same Memoria, you know, same build. But we're going to turn her dimensions on auto. And we're going to be ready to use the Beast Explosion once I spawn in Vegeta. Here we go. Alright, let's see the damage. Come on. Come on, Kaguya. Okay, 7 million from the nuke, not bad. Her DPS is looking the lowest though, I think. I mean, it's not horrible, but it is significantly lower than Broly and a little bit lower than Pride, I think. Probably gonna be here for a while for Kaguya. Is she doing it? I think she's doing it. Come on, Kaguya, one more hit. Please. Please. There we go. I don't know if my attention span is just fried. That felt like watching paint dry. That took forever. Much slower than Pride and Broly, I think. Finally, time for Rukia. Same familiar, different Memoria. Honestly, really only helps her with supporting value, but whatever. Spawning in a 50 million HP Vegeta. Alright. We're also going to use her Frozen World nuke whenever we have it. Here we go. I feel like her damage is pretty good. There's a good chunk from the nuke there too. Look, like 10 million. Oh my goodness. Got to take it down like right here, I think. Keep in mind only Ethereal, not even Monarch on her. There we go. Yeah, Rukia I'm pretty sure is the #1 boss killer for that one. She is the most expensive to max out, so that could be part of it, but she's pretty strong. Now for test number 3, I'm not going to show you the full runs for everything, but pretty much it was my idea of a progressive test, so we went through the Crystal Chapel Hammerfall EX stage. There are a few reasons why I chose this map. There are multiple different paths, so map coverage is important. There are a couple interesting bosses with weird gimmicks that kind of make you have to move units around or cancel regen. I chose the thrice modifier on every run, because I wanted crowd control to be important. This worked as a pretty good progressive test in my opinion, but let me know if you think of any other maps that could be better. What we're going to rank units on in this category is their clear time, which you have to pay attention to the timer at the top because the one after the stage isn't really too accurate. But first up, Kaguya had the best clear time. She had very good map coverage from being able to teleport, a lot of crowd control from her different dimensions, and her nuke was pretty good for boss killing. Rukia had the second best clear time, which was kind of surprising because she is pretty expensive and doesn't have the fastest SPA, but she had pretty nice map coverage from her range and full AoE, and also just the best DPS output and a pretty strong nuke. Escanor had the third fastest clear time. He is of course very cost efficient if you burn your entire team, and he has really good DPS and a strong nuke. The only thing he really struggled with was crowd control, because his SPA is pretty high. But by far the worst unit for this category was Broly, who I didn't even want to finish a run on because he kind of sucks for this man. But he has really bad map coverage early on because his range is pretty low. And also some of the bosses were designed to make you replace your units, which was really weird with Broly because he has like a placement animation. He was the final unit I tested here and I could immediately tell he was the worst one. Everyone else did pretty good here for the progressive test though. I ran the same Solar, Power Surge, Memoria, but I did have to run a Doctor with Rupture for Kaguya and Pride because there was a regen boss they just couldn't handle without it. Overall though, I think this test was pretty accurate for a progressive ranking. Okay, after the testing we've done today, here are the overall rankings in my opinion. I think the Rukia is probably the #1 unit out of all of them, and Broly is the worst one. All Broly really has going for him is raw DPS, and he's only good, like, on the right team. You have to run a full unbound team for him to really shine. He's the next to get power crept, and he pretty much already is getting power crept, unfortunately. Keep in mind that overall ranking is entirely my opinion, and the testing in this video could have probably been done better. All the Vanguard units we checked out today are kind of good for different things, and there are probably better ways to compare them. But that was all for comparing the Vanguard units. I also want to show off how I got Rukia, just to show off my luck this update, and what pity I got her in the Memoria at. Oh, I got it! Yeah! Yeah! Rukia! Before pity, way before pity. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Oh. Okay, that was very anticlimactic actually. We got Rukia though. Oh yeah. Wait, pity reached? What? What does it say that? Oh! I didn't even know I got that. I can buy 12 more from the winter shop. Please be something in this 12, bro. Please be something. Okay. 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 Good enough for me. Well, that's gonna be all for the video. Thank you to my channel members for making the video possible. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, hope to see you in the next one, and have a great day.